Hey guys, we are here live, and I'm gonna take any and all questions. Just let me know what you want. I'm gonna give everybody a minute to be able to populate onto the screen. I'm trying to fix this so that our logo is right. There it is. All right, perfect. A little bit of a slant. It's weird to me. It's all good. All right. Hey, Susie, how are you? And anyone that wants to be involved to jump on this chat with us, I'm welcoming you on here. Send me a private message. You can shoot me a text at 646-523-4181. We'll try and have you on to answer any and all questions. And also want to go over everything for the new season. I know we have a lot of questions as far as the teams go, which isn't necessarily down to the felt thing, but I'm trying to get involved as much as possible, make it as fair as possible, make it as inclusive as possible, and have everybody have a good time. So, how is everybody? Let me know you're checking in. Hey, Bernie, I see you on there as Bernard. How's everything? How are you doing? Looking forward to helping out with any and all questions. And looking forward to a new great season. We had a great time at Paradise Island the other night. I hope everybody came out with it. And we'll be back tomorrow night over at Richmond Republic. What's up, Kenny K? How are you, sir? Our favorite YouTube personalities, Movies with Kenny K. Make sure you follow Kenny just in case. I guess it's over here. Just in case you haven't yet on his YouTube channel. Movies with Kenny K. He had some great drops coming from him as well. I should load some of those into the system, right, Kenny? So they get a sneak preview. I think I am going to erase the town hall after we wrap up answering any and all questions that everybody has. But I do want to hear everybody's concerns, any questions, anything that they think should happen. I'm here to do it. I'm also going to try to invite everybody else on with us so they can, so the people that are in charge of the draft and all of that type of stuff can answer any questions everybody may have. I'm going to be jumping in and out of my phone, so don't mind me. I apologize for that, just so that I can send out those invites or respond back. Also, I'm just letting you know I can see everybody's comments and I can bring them up on screen. We can address everything as it goes. So happy to do that. Everybody just doing their hellos. What's up, John Ryan? Happy to get you on here with us so that you can help address all of the questions towards the teams and the fantasy draft and all that. I know a lot of people had a lot of questions. We had, positive and negatives coming at us. I want to address all of those from everybody and just see where we're going, what we're doing. Tomorrow night's going to be a good time. I think tonight's a great night to do this because we have a night off from all of the bars. So we're getting good response from the crowd being out there. I'm going to shoot over in case anybody wants to join us. Send me a private message, send me a text message, and I'll send you the link so you can jump on with me over here. So, Bernie, they said they are doing again. They do want to switch it up a whole bunch, right? So they're going to, hey, what's up? There's Pat Marino. How are you? They're going to change up the whole dynamic of it. They're bringing back, they want to know where everybody is, who wants to be involved, who doesn't want to be involved. Tell us why on either end of it. And, we're trying to make sure it's as inclusive. What's up, Mike Hines? How are you, sir? Is all. Yeah, we're trying to make it inclusive and make sure everybody has a good time with it. I want to see who wants to be on it. Hi, Bernie. We would like to, yeah, exactly. They would like to do teams again. I'm going to get some people on here, and they want to make sure everybody that wants to be included is included. What up, Heather? How are you? I was trying to tell Heather to become a team captain. So hold on one second. Let me shoot this on over. Bum, bum, bum. There was Pat. He wants to jump on with us so that he can answer some of the questions. Nope. Susie's in. She wants to be a part of it. The other team staying the same. All new draft. Good question, Mike. Questions that I just sent Pat a link so he can join. I'll send John a link so he can join. And then I'm not sure who else would like to jump on. Even if you want to jump on and you're not part of that and you want to jump on to ask questions, feel free, because we would love to answer any and all questions for that. On top of that, we will be returning. We are going to be in Paradise Island on Monday nights. We had a great Monday night. We were talking to them. It looks like it's going to continue there throughout the summer season. We're also coming back to Amsterdam next week, so this is all Tuesday off. That's why we're getting to do that right here. Richmond Republic will remain on Wednesdays. Thursdays, Nip Tuck is trying to take a poll to see if they should do this week before the Memorial Day weekend or if too many people are going to be out. Let me check the results of that poll because I have it myself on the Facebook, on the book of the face. Also, I need to get back our Instagram because I think I'm having a lot of trouble with that. All right, there's Pat. Pat's joining us. I see the top of your head, Pat. Get your full face and frame, and I'm going to get you right in here. And then that way, Pat can. There you go, Pat. All right, let's get Pat in here. John, if you would like to join, if anybody else would like to join, private message, and I will get you guys on it. What's up, Pat? How are you, sir? Oh, he's freezing. And we can't hear. I can't hear you yet. I don't know if you're muted. It doesn't say you're muted. Not sure if you have a mic on there or if it's attached. It might be set up to earbuds, something
I hear
of
you,
that
but my
nature.
wife got the TV on low. Let me load the TV, please.
Maybe it's on me. Go ahead. Can I hear you now?
I hear you, Tom.
All right. We can hear you as well. Cool. Let's get Sean Wilson in here also. I would like to get Sean in here as well just because I'd like to help walk everybody through his new system. We're going to try and use that for all the points as we go. There's John Ryan. We'll include him here. How are you, John?
I'm good, Tom. I'm good.
All right. So we got everybody. Everybody fire your questions at us. Let me let them handle some of these questions for the teams. And I want to hear positive, negative, anything anybody wants to say on all of it. Not even just with the teams, with the league, anything they want to see more of, less of, let me know. I would love to know, and I want to make things better as we move forward into the summer 2026 season.
Hey, Tom, could I grab the floor for a bit? Because I might just be able to answer everyone's questions just speaking a little bit.
Yeah, go right ahead. Shoot.
So, we had currently 6 teams. The idea of the reason why we did this was Jose's idea. He said it's something they did in the past and went over really well. We originally had 8 people on a team and then expanded it to 16 because we noticed there's just so many members at Down to the Felt that we wanted to include. Naturally, I think there's over 200 people that still currently play, and we were just never going to hit that number with 6 captains, or else we would all have 35 to 40 people, or whatever the number is on the team. So when we started this, we did start hearing, oh, I didn't get put on a team. And that was something that I was concerned about personally, of people not being to be on a team and having anyone feel left out. So primarily, that is what we are trying. That's one of the many things, but I think is probably the most important that we are trying to bring in. Now, not everybody wants to be included in this, but as you put stuff on the Facebook, there are people that felt left out and want to be part of the team. So we want to try to bring them into that team, including Shorty. When we first did this, Shorty wanted his own team back. I think myself, Jose, and we all kind of disagreed because it was something we were starting up fresh. Everyone was going to be available to be on a team. And after doing this, I guess that's what we needed to vote on. I told Shorty last night it's preliminary. We didn't make any final decisions yet. I don't want to be the one making any final decisions. I want it all to be a democratic. Everyone gets to speak, put their input in, and maybe we could come to a conclusion on what that should be. Now Mike Lombardi is on my team. He wants to be a captain, which I'm completely fine with. So now we're at this dilemma where I think Shorty wants 4 or 5 people on his team. So then we, as the captain, should definitely have 4 or 5 people that we want to still keep on our team. So what we need to navigate ultimately is the people that are on my team might not want to be on my team anymore. They might want to be on another player's team. But in a draft, you really don't get that say. It's kind of not up to the players in a draft. They don't really get a say of what team they want to be on. But I think they can certainly be off a team. But that captain might pick them right back up again. So I think that's something we're trying to navigate a little bit. And there was a topic of, well, how do you play poker as an individual and on a team and still be fair? So that's another thing that came up. There was some say that there was possibly players from certain teams saying, hey, let's check it down, or on the same team, what are you doing? So we're trying to keep the team spirit of the camaraderie of the team, but yet everyone will still have an individual play uh, of their thing. So that's something else we're trying to navigate too. So I'm going to stop there just in case you want to chime in or Pat wants to chime in. I can't see any questions right now, so I don't know if anyone's asking them. But I'm going to fall back for a second and just listen to what anybody else wants to say.
Okay, I don't think I had any questions for that. Susie asked if we get more Jersey places. It's a little hard to get to Staten Island all the time. I'm totally working on that. We've actually added, just so everybody knows, we've added a few new tournament directors. We have Andy Pennon, who's come on. He's been in training of it. We have Jace, who's returning. I don't know if you remember Jace, but he ran a couple of years ago with us before he went back out to college, but he's back for the summer season. So he should be back with us as well. And then we also have Mark Eichley, who we're training to fill in the southern area. I do need to find one in North Jersey. If Jose does stay on for a little bit more of it, he'll probably be the North Jersey guy. And then there are one or two more that are trying to be involved with it. Also, the lack of a van is a bit of a hindrance, so we're trying to get that another van up and on. If anybody out there knows of somebody getting rid of a cargo van or high tide, would appreciate it to give me the heads up, as we are trying to put another one on the road. And then as far as other questions, let's see what we're getting over here. Heather says, but there were several teams during the Hit Squad era, so if some of those captains also want to recreate their teams, will they be allowed to do that?
So I spoke to Shorty last night. Again, I instructed him that, look, this is very preliminary. I don't want to give any definite answers to him, but he wants to bring, I think, a total of 4 or 5 people from his original team, and that's it. So his argument is, I just want my 4 teams, and I won't pick till 5 or 6.
Yeah. All right. So I don't think that's fair, to be honest. And from that Hines. And then Bernie was saying, if the captain handpicks his team, how is that a draft? Is not like everybody doesn't go back into recirculation to redraw it out. And now again, I'm no dog in this race. I'm trying to, moderate it out and help everybody have the best time possible. Well, Heather said it was suited destroyed everyone. Good for them. So if they have the same team, then what would be different?
So what I will say to that, the only thing that I just thought of, I was talking to Pat on the sidebar about it, is we all have 16 people on our team. So let's just say, I want to keep 4 people on my team that I really want to keep. And then there's another 5 that want to stay on my team. So let's say 9 or 10 people want to stay on my team. Now, everyone's going to have that same situation. I'm sure Pat's going to have a lot of people on his team. He might have 10 or 12 or maybe all 16 people on his team. So how does that work now? Which Shorty only has 5. Now Shorty gets to pick a 6th, a 7th, an 8th, a 9th, and a 10th right in a row, which are going to be probably strong players. I don't know how to navigate that.
Does he draw from the other teams, even the established player pool?
Yeah, I don't know how we could work that kink out, because in the draft, what we did is the captains picked up and down. We picked from a number. I think Braden picked first. Heather was picked. Then it went to the second person, got picked. I was number 6. I picked Stephanie was my first pick, and then I got to pick another one. So all the captains just picked individually, and we took turns. So that's how we originally did the draft. If anyone has any questions about that.
So if I could just chime in real quick. First off, I want to start off by saying I think the team thing was a great thing. Yeah, did my team win? Yes, but that's not why I'm saying it was a great thing. I think part of the reason that Jose coming up with this idea was great is because I know, at least I could speak for my own team. From a team spirit perspective, we were able to tap into the team spirit where not only were we getting players, like a lot of my players said, I wasn't going to come Monday. I was only going to come Tuesday because I had something to do on Monday. But being you're putting me in as a starter, I'm going to show up both nights. So I know I could speak for my own team. We have a lot more participation, a lot more people showing up and spending money at bars, and coming from New Jersey to Staten Island or from Staten Island to New Jersey because of the team aspect. And if there was no teams in place, that probably wouldn't have happened. That's number one. Number two, I know it's been expressed to me by my teammates that, hey, we spent money on shirts, we got gear, we got this, we got that. We spent a lot of time coming up with camaraderie. We rallied our team. we want to keep our team together. Are all the players on my team the best players in the whole league? Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. There's a lot of great players on our league. The reason my team came in first is because I feel like everybody on the team chipped in and harnessed the team spirit. And I'm hoping that every team jumps in on that and takes the same stance, and they really work on the team spirit and stuff like that. And I think if that happens, I think the whole league will grow. Never mind just the teams. I think it will grow. I think the bars will be happy because they'll be spending money. So I do think that the way I came up with a bunch of suggestions and I threw them out in the captain's meeting, and we're going to vote on it some more. But I feel, and this, again, it's just my opinion. I'm not making any rules. I'm just saying it's my opinion. I feel that if a player wants to stay on a team because they built some equity in the team, then they should be allowed to stay. If they want to leave, they could put themselves back into the draft and become a free agent and get picked on a different team. Or if a captain doesn't want any people on their team for whatever their reason, maybe they're not showing up or whatever, they could choose to put them back on. But if someone wants to keep their whole team because they were on a team, I feel like they should be able to do that. And then I'm sure we could work out the kinks on how other teams. We just got to use a little creative thinking. Like John brought up a good point. You know, if Shorty is only going to keep 5 people on his team, then he's going to get all the next picks. No, but we'll figure that out. And as far as I saw in the chat, somebody asked, why should Shorty be allowed to come in with his own team? Well, if we're allowed to keep our team or some of our teams, why didn't Shorty get a lot of that last year? Well, it was new. We were just learning the ropes. So maybe we made a mistake in not allowing Shorty to come on and bring his team back then. But now, if we're going to, I believe, if we're going to allow some of our captains to keep some or all of our team, then I believe Shorty should be able to get that respect as well and be able to keep his team. At least he's only looking for 5 players total, himself and 4 more people. So I feel like he should be able to have his people back. And again, I feel like most of the players in this league are on a very similar level as far as skilled. There's a lot of skilled players in here. My team isn't the most skilled players. We just showed up, we put our team spirit together, and we were able to win. I feel any team, whether it's Shorty's team, John's team, every team has the ability to win because we all have great players. So I don't think allowing Shorty to seed his team with the 4 that he should have had last year is a bad thing. That's my opinion. I got a lot of other suggestions that me and John have been going over, but I'll shut up for a minute and let you guys kind of throw some stuff out.
Tom, you're muted. I can't hear you.
That was ridiculous. No, I got you. I said overall, I think because it was a side thing that's run by the players and it's a fantasy draft and the teams are like its own entity that is a sidebar to the league, I just want everybody to feel included in it, that they understand that you have to be in it to win prizes. You don't have to be in it to get the points. It's still like all the league stuff stays the same. It's just on the side in this fantasy draft world. And I want to know, do people want to be included in it? If they don't want to be included in it, can I know Sean has a lot of things built into the new system that he will get the feedback from the player that doesn't necessarily have to go on an open public forum and that, which I would love to utilize. And then people are, so I am getting a bunch of questions, right? So I think if there's going to be a new influx of people going on new teams being created, then there should be a draft of everyone who wants to participate. It's a new season after all. Everyone on our team cared about winning. We showed up. That's Mark, actually. And also in professional sports, when a new team joins the league, an expansion draft occurs when the new team gets to take a player or 2 from each existing team. I think that all has to be discussed in your captain's meeting and figure out how many, like who the new captains are, how many are going to be in that. And that. We've also discussed making like I don't know if this is going to happen because I just asked if we do something of this nature and that has to go through all the captains and the fantasy draft people that are running it. But I said maybe we make it down to the Felt Wildcards team. So if somebody wasn't drafted, they're random, this and that, it can be pushed into the default team. Now, here's the thing. I also don't somebody that doesn't want to there may be a player or 2, and I don't know who it is, that doesn't want to participate in it whatsoever, which is fine. And if they want to opt out of it, I don't want them to feel like they're caught into like a cyclone of must be part of a team, you know? But it's a sticky one. No, everybody talk. It's free form.
Hey Tom, I just don't want. I'm trying not to speak over each other, and I don't know how to work this thing. So if I try to read the comments, I would try to answer them, but then I can't get back in. So what I will say is, one of the team captains that are involved, if the team captains vote no, new draft, new players, we have 8 captains, no one's on your team, and we start fresh from the beginning, I will do that. But I think there are certain captains. Would I love to have Stephanie on my team and Richie? Yeah, I absolutely would. Just like Shorty wants, his old school players on his team. Just like Pat probably wants a couple people on his team. But if all the captains say, let's vote on that's what I think. I think all the captains should vote on it because we're the ones that kind of got involved. And if 5 captains say no, we're starting fresh, and 3 captains say let's keep, well, then we start fresh.
And let me toss this out there. Just like in a fantasy draft, you can trade in fantasy football, where you could be like, all right, I'll give you these 2 that I drafted for this one, and that could be decisions made amongst those people that are the captains that are involved in the fantasy drafts and this and that, right? I don't know if that's the way it should go or how it should go. I'm just giving a little bit of my input on where I'm seeing it. Joseph Rinaldi, how are you? And there's Rebecca. How are you, Rebecca?
Now, there's certainly people on my team that I would love to put on the bench and pick new players. Again, how are they going to feel about that? Dan Buchanan chimed in today. Wasn't sure what was going on. Made a comment on Facebook. Did I just get booted or cut? Sean thought I cut him. I didn't cut anybody. But this is how the communication starts to work when there's too many people in the mix too. But I'm a feeling guy. I'm always concerned about how everyone's going to feel. If I only want 3 people on my team or 4 people, how is the other 12 people going to feel? So that's why I would have no problem with starting fresh, new draft. I know we all invested money in T-shirts.
And now it says it should be fresh, new team. Mike. So can I say what team I want to be on? So can a player have that type of an influence on saying which team they want to be on?
I don't personally think so. But again, as the fantasy captains, I want everything to be voted on so it's fair. There's no dictatorship other than you, Tom, you being the boss of and running the league.
But as far as far from a dictator, my friend. Go ahead.
I know what you know what I'm trying to say. I just feel that the captains and all, you included, should have a vote and a say on this. Would we love to get everyone's input? Of course. You're never going to make everyone happy. You know that for sure.
No, definitely not. But we could try to get as much. That's what we're here for, is to get everybody's input. Brandon says, "Why is everyone trying to be Mr. Nice Guy? Do they not understand professional sports drafts?" You can't make everyone use what he's commenting.
That's great. If Braden says no, I wanted to start fresh again. John Ryan says, "Fuck it, I'll start fresh again too." Jose says, "I'll start fresh again too." Sean says, "I'll start fresh again too." And then Pat's like, "No, I want my team." And Shorty's like, "I want my team." Well, wherever the vote lands, that's what we should do.
So Mike is saying, so then if players can't pick a team, the captain should be able to keep and pick who they want to keep. I think.
So let me just chime in. So I feel that if the captain wants to keep their team, technically they should be able to keep their team or get rid of certain people on their team. If a player doesn't want to be on a team, they should be able to vote themselves off and put themselves in the draft. I mean, again, like John says, no one captain is in charge here. It's just a democracy. So if everybody votes everything, we all go with what everybody votes. I see the value. I mean, everybody's talking about professional sports. Think about the Mets, the Yankees, the Jets. They don't come up with a new draft every single year. There's the same players on the teams every single year. Do they have wild cards that come in and free agents? Sure. But the team, you don't build a new team every single year. So why should we build a new team every single year? I think
what they're trying to say is if it's a fantasy draft, like the original structure of it was fantasy draft, it would be that. And then but I understand what you're saying. You're saying it's like a sports draft where it's a continuum of the same thing, right? Now, I'm not saying which one's right or wrong. I'm just trying to figure out what makes everybody,
My main goal is, as you can see, I play poker 5 nights a week. I love Down to the Fell, Tom. I love what you brought to the table. I love what John brought, how John brought it to Staten Island, how Jose did his thing with this. I think everybody did a great job, and I want this. My main goal in this whole thing is I want to see this league continue forever. And the thing that's going to make it continue forever or fail is if the venues are happy with us, and if we can build strong teams and those teams support each other, therefore then support by proxy, then support the bars and spend. We're going to keep people. We're going to keep seats in asses in the seats, and this league is going to continue forever. But the minute we start changing things around, or just because it's called a fantasy poker league, we have to go by the rules, what fantasy rules do, and you have to get new people every year. If we do that and we start pissing off people that wanted to be on their original team, and they're like, I mean, because I'm not going to mention any specific names, but I've heard from one or two people, well, if we can't keep our old team, I might not even want to be on the team at all. And so, I mean, there are people that might not be happy with that, and therefore might not be an ass in the seat, and therefore that could slowly degrade the whole league. So my goal is, and I know John's goal is, and I know your goal is, just to keep people coming. And if we can make people happy and have a little fun with teams, do we have to call it a fantasy league and go by the fantasy rules? I don't think so. But if everyone else thinks so, then hey, I'm on board. Whatever. I just want to see this league continue. I want to have a little fun. I want to build some team spirit. I want to be able to have a team that I can try to convince to come more often and participate. And I just think that's the way to do it. But if everybody differs, then I'll go along with everybody else.
All right, I got a quick question because I really don't know as much about the fantasy, the draft teams as I'm probably 90% as ignorant as most of the crowd that's listening, right? That wasn't involved like in the core captain, right? So I'm listening to all the feedback on both sides of it, and I totally understand that. And I think it's the differences between if it's going to be more of a fantasy draft or more of like a team thing that's like an established and they rotate and change a little bit as each season turns. But somebody had mentioned, which is fine in either direction as long as it's outlined and people know what's going on, right? Who are the captains? Like, who are the main people that are deciding like, who's being this team, that team, and how is that being divided up? I just want to know who it is. I know some may have come or gone in the past season. And then the prior captains, I know Heather, I think, had mentioned earlier. What about the teams from the previous years? Are they able to come back in and re-enter, and do they establish as their own team? Like Shorty did, but if there's another one, because there were another, like, tremendous amount prior to that.
So the current captains that we had last season were Chris, Sean, John, Jose, me, and Braden. And there were 6 captains. Each team had 16 players. But now that we're trying to reach out and get more players from the pool, we opened up the door to say maybe we should allow other captains to come in. I never felt happy from the beginning that Shorty wasn't one of the captains. I always thought he was. I didn't even want to be a captain because I felt like, am I taking Shorty's place? I never want to step on anybody's toes. So I almost didn't want to be a captain because I didn't want to step on his toes, but I had to talk with Shorty and he seemed okay with it. But now I feel it's time that he gets his just desserts, and I feel like he should be allowed to bring back his team if we're going to keep any of our team. If we don't keep any of our team, then okay, maybe no. Maybe he doesn't get to keep his team. But if we're allowed to keep some of our team, and I think we should, then I think that obviously Shorty should be allowed to come back in, and then we figure out the logistics of how to do the draft properly. And then as far as new captains, yeah, there's talk of Mike Lombardi wants to be a captain, and there's talk that Shorty, obviously, and we might even need 1 or 2 more. And at that point, the captains will just talk and decide how we gonna come up with a new captain. Are we gonna vote on a new captain? Are we gonna throw the word out there who wants to be a captain? I guess that's to be determined, or maybe we won't even need another captain. But
if you guys could have the cap meeting and then we revisit this on another live, that would be great. Only because then we can answer all the questions before any of the season gets underway. And I would love to. I want to chop it up with Sean too. Happy birthday, Sean! I want to try and take him to lunch today, just because I want to get in his ear, even about the other system, because I want to get that all properly in place for the new season. Also, yeah, once you guys have the captains meeting, you decide like how it breaks. Like, is it going to be run as like sports as a sports league or a draft season? Because it seems like it's turning more towards a sports thing, and that's totally up to you guys on which way you want to run it. Agreed. This has to be decided in 7 days from when the season starts. And then Mike asked if we could have a PLO table. How about this? We are doing a tag team tournament on Thursday at District. So it's going to be, you're going to play half the time and then tag off to your partner, so you can spend half the time at the bar, half the time in the seat, and then we're going to do a tag team version of it this Thursday at District. And I tell you what, I never have a secondary game or a consolation game or this and that ever. And because it's the off season, it's one tomorrow night at Richmond Republic, we will put a PLO table as a consolation table. If you want to learn PLO or do anything with that, then we'll try to put up another small prize for that PLO secondary game. We never do 2 games. This is the one time it's going to happen. It's going to happen because it's during off season, and we will run it at Richmond Republic tomorrow night. So if you're into line dancing and poker and you can try some PLO hold'em, we will try to do that tomorrow night as well.
Can I throw out a question/suggestion that Lorraine brought to me today?
Shoot.
She said to me, because a lot of people, and I know how you feel about secondary games and definitely cash games. So forgetting about cash games, because we don't want to do that. Secondary games. Lorraine said to me, what if we were to do something like this? If we came up with a secondary game and the first 10 people knocked out are allowed to join that secondary game. And now why would they join the secondary game? Well, if it's, for instance, at Richmond Republic, the prize is $200 and they're not willing to donate any more, which is understandable. So maybe we take a vote with the whole league and say, listen, instead of a $200 prize going to the winner of the league, how about we give $150 to the winner of the league, and then whoever wants to chop it, maybe 75, and the other 50 goes to the secondary game afterwards. So now Richmond Republic doesn't pay any more money, or Paradise doesn't pay any more money. They're still putting their 200. But now you have the opportunity to have people stick around longer and have a drink or have some food. And at least it satisfies the people that got knocked out in the first 15 minutes. So we opened it up to the first 10 players, and it's not costing anybody any more money. How does that sound? And is that something they would be open to?
We're going to have to create like a giant sheet that has to go out by Friday for things that we would want to change.
So there was a lot of comments. I was trying to read them. I know Heather's chimed in. Joe Rinaldi chimed in that he reads cards. I was reading all of them. I wish we could respond to everyone so everyone feels that we're listening to what they're saying. That's it.
I'm bring up as possible. Well, let's talk more on that. I do want to create other things to do. I know Paradise is doing some really fun stuff where everybody that comes in gets a ticket. Then they also get, which I apologize, Kenny ended up coming in second and they chopped the prize. So he got a $50 gift card, but there was also a $50 gift card given out during that random raffle where everybody received a ticket no matter what they did. And then they could receive additional tickets for other things that were totally separate from the poker game. And I know Heather had won another $50 gift card as well. So there was still $200 in prizes, but Kenny ended up getting a 50. At 100, also got an additional 100 from Sleight of Hand Magicians. Thank you, John, for the additional one for the bounty tournament the other day, which was another fun, different thing that we don't usually do during a season, that we made an exception for during an off season. But all right, hold on, we got a ton of stuff coming in, right? And for those of you who are on Facebook or are not confused, you have to depend on word of mouth. Pass along the news and give the update. And then Don Rodrigo, right? Toll Sean, as I like to refer to him. He is the one that is handling all those without emails like Joe Neeson, Rat, and the other players. So if you don't have an email, you don't have a computer, and you probably are watching this anyway, go see Sean Don Rodrigo. He's going to be the keeper of the computer list. And
can we starting tomorrow at every venue, can we make a major announcement to all the people there? Are you on a team? If not, come and see us if you want to be on a team.
Yeah, I mean, we could make the announcement. It's just, the funny thing is that there's I think there were over 300 players that played last season, right? Technically. But I don't know how many of them were one-offs, how many of them were only coming in from the venues, how many of them have never seen any of this type of stuff. We have to get a little bit better on our promo part, and I get it. Joe Rinaldi, this time I brought it up to you a couple weeks ago. What about bonus points for high ends of the night? I think that's a fun idea. I think we can totally do that. I need to find a way to make that easy and implementable for every tournament director to be conveyed to Sean as the thing gets emailed over. Pat brought up a good thing too. He was like, should be a requirement of the job that it gets sent over to Sean the night of, like before they leave the venue. I think that's totally doable on 99% of the times. I should hope all tournament directors going forward will be able to get that done, right? And yeah, John, I'm going to talk to Sean about that to make sure that's implementable into his new system. Won't it? Okay, back to, oh yeah, she wanted. She said she won't it, but it's okay. Had a couple more years of Ivy League, but it's I want it. I get back to the bar. She did definitely do her part. I said $25. It sucks to come all the way out for the night and be out in 20 minutes instead of them going home. They say come drink. I hear you. We're gonna do something. We're gonna do something. I don't know if it's gonna be a secondary game, but Lorraine, you are never the one that gets knocked out early, so you shouldn't have to worry about that.
He's saying that you're never the one that gets knocked out.
So, well, I thought look at the guy, look at the new player that came yesterday. Firsthand.
Oh,
that was it. He was out.
That was ridiculous. Yeah, firsthand.
That was
firsthand. He said he misread his card though. So I think that was the problem.
So it's
anybody else in the audience have any other questions about teams, about regular stuff? Talk to me. That's why we want to do this. So if you have any questions about anything, I'm happy to address it. Yeah, okay. So yes. Any more questions, fire them at me, us, all of us. These gentlemen here representing all of what was the fantasy drafts, now is just going to be the league, or I don't even know what to call it, because I think the league is us. So we're going to figure out a fun name to encompass all of the teams. And then as the captains from that, make decisions on what's going to go on there. We're going to keep everybody updated in this new week. I will also answer as many questions as possible as far as coming up onto the new season. I would love to add some more venues to it. That's just a matter of having the right tournament directors and having people in place to not make it too stressed. Shoot, John.
What's your opinion, your personal opinion? What's your input on either forget Shorty, forget everybody? It's a new draft. We get the captain. So far, we have 6. Lombardi wants to come in. That'll be 7. Maybe we get another one that's 8. Everyone goes in the pool. We start fresh, new teams, or because that's one option. Or we're able to retain some of our players, because Shorty wants to be included and wants his people, which we were against in the beginning because, I'm not going to get to pick my 4 best people that I want. So that's how that decision was made with Jose. And when we first discussed it, first it was Jose's thing, and I was like, yeah, you're right, Jose. He shouldn't get to pick 4 or 5 people. And then everyone just picks their best 5 people. So we just felt it was going to be too strong of a team to start out like that. So how do we navigate this going forward, in your opinion?
My personal opinion, but I'm not making the decision on this announced entity. I would say, I think, yeah, Brent said DTTF East. I would think, we are DTTF East. I would think I would do it where it was a new draft. I would institute trading and being the ability for you to trade 2 of your picks for one you want. Because that happens if you're going to treat it like regular sports draft, like not a fantasy, but real sports draft, you'd be able to trade off and give your 2 and 3 pick because you want this one that this one picked. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you trade later picks for that player or so on and so forth. But now that's just my opinion, right? But if you're going to run more of a fantasy, I think it's all fresh. But if it's a sports team one, once you've established the sports team one, it's a different animal. That really comes down to how you guys want to structure the fantasy program.
So I'll pose a question. What do we all think the goal is of having this quote-unquote fantasy team? That's a hypothetical question. Then I'll again recite what I think the goal should be personally for myself. Do we want to go by the book because there's a defined definition of how a fantasy league works, and do we want to stick by that because that's the rules of life of how a fantasy team should be? Do we want to do that for the sake of posterity, or is the goal to get as many bodies into the room and having fun and camaraderie and joking with each other and building team spirit? Is that a more beneficial thing, or is it more beneficial to go by the rules of what a fantasy league is supposed to be? I know it started off as a fantasy league, but I kind of feel like it morphed into a hybrid, and I feel for the good of the league down to the felt, not the fantasy, for the good of down to the felt and the future of it, I think a hybrid approach is the best. And yeah, it sounds like I'm fighting for my team, and in a way I am, but I'm also I think it's a valid point that having what we've built on my team and what some other teams have built is very valuable, and it's keeping people in the seats. If we because we have to do it because of the way a rule of a fantasy league works, and we say we have to fire all our players and start over every year, if that's going to start pissing people off and turn people off, and they're not going to show up and it's not going to be fun, then what did we accomplish? Okay, we got this great fantasy league that goes along like with all the rules, but it didn't accomplish the goal of keeping people happy. That's my thought.
I think what it is, it's not a matter of like what the rules are, it's a matter of that it has rules, right? And everybody's aware of the rules. So this was a really good segue into what I wanted to jump into next too, right? Bernie said hopefully the goal is to bring in new players to the league and increase turnouts at venues. Totally.
I want to answer that tip for Bernie. So Bernie, I'm just going to let you know. So when I promote Down to the Felt, there's several different forums and groups that I put on Facebook. I even put it out to, Staten Island moms and dads, Staten Island happenings. So the best way for us to get new players is me and Tom are creating new posters, which we're going to put up, which will go in some of the venues. And there'll be other people that go into these restaurants that see the posters. So that's one idea. Secondly, if everybody on Down to the Felt shares Tom's post or my post, it's that many more people seeing it. And then, it's word of mouth. I'm in the gym with Pat. I'm talking to everybody trying to get new players. So it really comes down to a team effort of everyone trying to get a new player into the league so we continually grow. And it's a lot of work.
It is, and I appreciate all the stuff that you do for John. I appreciate all the stuff that all of you doing, and I appreciate everybody. Kenny some great content, right? With that we're going to be releasing. I think one of them is actually going to turn into. Hold on, sorry about that. That was on me. One of them is going to turn into a piece of media that we're going to use to pay to promote on some of the stuff, and I'm going to sneak preview that one in a moment. For sure. I also wanted to segue with the other piece that like with the rules as far as like once you guys can establish rules for that fantasy section, I also want people to understand there are rules to the league, right? So if you take a look, I'm going to bring it up on the screen. And then if you take a look on the downtothefeltonline.com, the actual webpage where you can see all the points and you can see all the venues. Let me see if I can pull this up real fast. Tell me if everybody sees this out there. Does everybody see this on the main screen right now?
I see it.
Okay, cool. So now it has our locations, our Sunday, our Monday, our Tuesday, our Wednesday, our multiple Thursday, our prizes, our nightly prizes with the range. We are going to bring back the cash grab for this one. So what happens with the cash grab is for every point that you earn that week at the end of the week, or we're either going to do, I think we're going to end up doing it on Sunday. To do it on Friday, but that gets too hectic to bring somebody in every time. We do it where we shoot the money gun with $1 for every point that you earn that week. And then as much as you can grab, you keep. And then I slow motion the video. It's a really good piece of content. Season remains the same. Our leaderboard is going to be updated with Sean's whole new thing, but he has Lorraine's win last season over Dave DeCampo by just 30 points, which was great. And all of these incredible players. And this runs through all of them. Let's try and pull it down a little further. Wild how many players we had, right? Crazy. And then this is where somebody could register and give us all their information. Remember, Pat, we were discussing first name, last name, nickname, email, phone number?
Yeah, I sent you that spreadsheet.
Yeah, absolutely. But if somebody wants to do it virtually, they could do it on here. Popular. And then under that, if you kept scrolling, is all of the tournament rules and guidelines. I don't know if everybody wants me to read this out, but I'm happy to do another one where I don't take up everybody's time, and I'll read it out on video so you can see all of the game description, the tournament rules. And then anytime like a tournament director has an issue or this and that, you can refer back to the rules, but the ultimate rule is always the TD has the final decision, right? So they're able to make things, because the whole idea of the rules is just to keep a fair game, right? So that we want people to be as fair and it to be as close to the real game that you would play in a casino as it could be, right? So now, if somebody feels like something's going wrong, we can refer back to this entire rule area. And as you see in the decision-making, management reserves the right to make decisions in the spirit of fairness, even if a strict interpretation of the rules may indicate a different ruling. Keep that in mind, guys. Most of what we do is just to have a good time, and we're trying to keep it as fair as possible. It's not like hardcore, by the letter, this is what happens. I know people had a little bit of pushback between each other this season that, well, this isn't the way it's supposed to happen. This is the rule. That's the rule. So it more comes down to it being a fair, fun game than anything else, right? This will give on the decision filed by the tournament to the final the proper time to draw attention to an error or irregularity is when it occurs or is first noticed. Any delay may affect the ruling because once a game is moved on, you can't change variance the things that have happened since that ruling. You know what I'm saying? If an incorrect rule interpretation decision made by employees made in good faith, the establishment has no liability. And then, this is just going to give you all of them. If anybody has any questions of the rules, feel free to run through them and talk to me if you think anything should be amended before the new one. I believe we have, I want to say there's about 100 rules that are the official rules from Down to the Felt. So you can take a look at that. Sorry. And now back to our regularly scheduled programming. Let me see what, I appreciate it. Let's do this. Remind me later. Let's go back to just us. All right. I appreciate Bernie talking about us on TikTok. Bernie has a very big TikTok following. Bernie, drop the link on what it is so that everybody can make sure they follow as well. The rule leagues are but I feel like if we have rules, right, it'll make things easier. So you our rules, and then hopefully once the captains have a meeting, you can give us just a clear outline of what the ruling is on the teams, right? And that's something that you guys can decide amongst yourselves and do it democratically and then figure out what it should be. And then we could convey that to all the players.
Bernie, really quick, I could send you a poster that I think Stephanie did for me with all our 3 venues. Tom has it. I just sent it to him. But that might be something you want to add to your TikTok if you want.
Yeah, I would love to shoot that over to you. And Joe said, I know the fantasy leagues to bring people together and games, but what about winning? What does the winning team get out of it? I missed that. So what happened a lot is the team captains did a lot for their teams. I know they provided gear. There was a lot of things that were happening internally with the teams. I also know that Jerry's son printed up a great plaque for the winning team who was suited. I see it hanging behind Pat there, right next to his cross. That's how heavily he takes it. So it was really a fun thing. I feel like overall, I think it was more about bragging rights than anything else and just camaraderie. That's really what it was. And I get it because I feel like people want to be part of something. Like, I understand that. Like, it's great to be part of Down to the Felt, but we're a big league, right? There were 300 people that played. Sometimes you feel disconnected when you get above like 60 people in your immediate group, right? So the teams gave it a little bit more of like another layer of, togetherness within that.
And I'll talk to Joe Rinaldi on the side about with the players because there was a lot of ideas with that also.
I mean, listen, we could do stuff. I'm totally open to because Sean put so much work onto that back end. If we made it something different where there was a paywall and all the stuff that's available now is available, right? And you could create something that creates an additional layer of prizes for it. That if there's if people are paying because they're part of this or part of that, and then you can put a revenue pool there that can give additional prizes, I'm fine with it as long as it's totally legal and fair, right? You got a rock. You got a rock. I don't know what happened there. Joe
how about a big shout out to? I mean, I don't think enough praise is given to the main people that made this whole thing happen. Let's start off with Tom. Thank you so much. You do a lot of work for very little gratitude and probably very little pay. I don't know, but thank you so much for doing this for all of us. And thank you, John, for bringing it to Staten Island. And I mean, I'm with you all the time when I see you in the gym. I can't even get a workout in because all he's doing is promoting. I'm like, come on, John, let's work out. But yeah, he's promoting. And then Jose and all the tournament directors that did such a great job. Jose revisiting this whole thing and starting this whole fantasy league. And then down to Sean. Sean, I mean, I've been working with him, looking at that great program he's putting together. It's awesome. He's making some good progress. And then most of all, how about all the players?
And Braden
Yeah, and I
too.
want to thank
Braden,
everybody. All,
if we didn't have Braden, we would have no tournament director and Jose.
Right.
Tournament
That's what I
directors
said.
really do
All
a
the
lot for
tournament
us.
directors, phenomenal.
yes.
So everybody deserves a lot of kudos because this is not an easy thing to pull off. I mean, I've done similar things in my life, and it's always a lot of work. You got a million different personalities. Everybody's got an opinion, and you got to fight it. So what all you guys have done, I'm proud to say that you guys are my friends, and I'm proud to say you guys did such a great job, and I appreciate you letting me be part of it.
Thanks,
You
Pat.
as well, man. We appreciate you as well. You've done a lot, and we appreciate you even hosting the holiday gathering and such. I think that was really great. And we want to say happy birthday to Sean again too.
Yes, happy birthday, Sean.
To shorter Sean that does the points. We definitely appreciate everything you guys do. Oh, I appreciate that too, Joe. You have been with us about 15 years. That's pretty wild.
That's a long time.
Yeah, we've outlasted a lot of the bars on Staten Island that we were in originally. Chicken Bones is no longer with us. That was one of the first bars we were on. Wild Goose, that was Sean's bar on Staten Island that we were in. Gecko Lounge, also gone. That was in Midland Beach that we were in. What else were we in? Bootleg Manning's. Yeah, there's been a lot. Terminal 1 on Staten Island, which we're trying to get us into Terminal 1 in Jersey, so hopefully I can find the promotional cards for Terminal 1. Now I can get money back out of those. And yeah, it's crazy. It has been a great run, and we appreciate everybody for participating and partaking in it. And we just want to make it the best experience possible for everybody, right? We want everybody to have a good time.
And don't be afraid, players, to go up to Tom and John and all the directors and just shake his hand and say thanks again for a nice night, because you guys really make it possible. Thank you. But we lost John. Guess he didn't like that.
Hello? We still here?
Yeah, John, we lost you
We
for a
lose
minute.
Tom. Pat, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Oh, there he
Yeah,
is.
you guys everybody was still live. I apologize. I got knocked off there for a second, which is wild.
Is there any more questions or comments, Tom?
Does anybody have any more questions out there? Shoot them at us. We will revisit this before it gets live and fully underway. And after I talk to Sean, I would like to make a full video that's not going to be as interactive, but we're going to make a video of exactly how to get on, how to utilize the new site. We're going to get all of that live this week. It's just 350. Yes, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. We are about to hit our 400th subscriber, I believe. So tell a friend, tell a friend. Let's get this up to 1,000 so we could start monetizing it out. I'm going to let you guys chat a little bit more because I'm going to pull up Kenny's video because that's how I'd like to outro so everybody can get a sneak peek of his video. And then I'm going to leave this up for I'm going to leave this up for a few days, and then we're going to I'm going to pull it because the lives I usually let too long on social media.
Right.
I'll see. Maybe we'll even let it live.
Yeah.
But chat away. I will be right back. Oh, that was the wrong button.
Pat, can you hear me?
I hear you.
I can't hear you.
I hear you.
I don't
You
know
hear me?
when Tom leaves.
Oh, and that's torturous.
I hear you.
Sorry, go ahead.
Can't. All right, you putting a thumbs up. I can't hear nobody.
We could all hear you.
Thumbs down.
Well, Tom had liked the idea. We have a new mascot for Down to the Felt.
Oh, I really want to get these Ducks gear. And I really want them to come out there with us. Hold on, let me make you big, Pat, so everybody can see the Down to the Felt Ducks. Yeah, it's a real duck.
Does Pat have a real duck?
He has 3 real ducks. Huey, Dewey, and Louie. I hope their names are.
I want them to be
can't-
Huey, Dewey, and
I
Louie,
can
but
see you, but I can't hear you. So I don't know if you guys can hear me.
we
can't- let me
we
hit
can
the
hear
mute.
you, and it's hysterical.
No,
I really think you need to travel with
I
these.
can't hear anything.
They are so cute. Oh, let's get you full screen again, Pat. Look at this. All 3 ducks and the duck parents. What are their names?
We got Ariel. No, Aurora. I'm sorry,
I call
Aurora.
them Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Aurora, Jason Momoa, and who's the other one? Sir Quaxalot. Sir Quaxalot.
Sir Quaxalot. I love it.
Sir Quaxalot.
I literally have it Down to the Felt duck in the window of the black van. I'm going to show you it. It's got dice,
Pat, give me
dice
a
on
thumbs
its
up
ass,
if
and
you
money
can
in its
hear me.
eyes.
I hear you,
We
John.
can hear you.
I can't hear anybody.
Kenny said Tony Soprano would be proud.
I hear you, John.
All right, so you guys can hear me, but I can't hear anybody.
I kicked John. He'll be right back, and then we'll be able to hear him both times.
Sorry for the
love the
segue. I just thought that would bring a little levity to the.
Yeah, I love the ducks. You definitely need to break them out sometime. They're super fun. I'm gonna pull up if I can. All right, here, John's back, and he should be able to
I'm
hear
back.
us now.
I had to log out and log back in.
That's exactly what you needed to do. I agree.
Okay. So again, I think the hardest thing to this fantasy thing is the fact of allowing Shorty to come in, start with his 5 best players, and I think it puts all of us in a tough situation. I would love for it to happen. I mean, again, I will go either way. Whether he keeps his 5, whether Pat, you want all your players. Again, I just want the league to be fun with no drama and everyone just have a good time with it.
Let's talk about it.
I just don't want to cause more problems than needed. What's that?
Let's talk about it. We'll come up with a way where the remaining draft. I have a couple ideas that just been poking around a couple of minutes ago. So we'll talk about it and then we'll throw it out to everybody and let everybody vote on it. But I have an idea on how we can make it fair with the whole draft and letting people keep it. So let's talk about that offline and then we'll see what you think about it and we'll vote on it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna crush. All right, I'm uploading Kenny's video as we speak. I'm hoping it works.
Stephanie and I will be posting a pretty funny video for tomorrow.
Oh yeah, super fun. You know what? Now it doesn't work, of course. Hold on, I have to change this over to another format. I stink at this. Give me one moment. Anybody else have any other questions while we're out there? No drama is the key. That's what we're trying to keep. No drama, just ducks. You guys can chat over there.
Joe asked Pat, is one of the ideas Russian roulette? I'm not sure what that means.
You don't know what roulette? I had this discussion the other day.
You could be the first.
Oh, is that what
Joe's
being facetious?
Joe could be the first contestant. If it goes well with you, Joe, then we'll go forward.
Joe's a good player, Joe Rinaldi. Is Joe Rinaldi on a team?
Yep.
Whose team? Your team?
Not my team. I wish he was on my team, but he's not.
Heather Butts, that's a great question. So I think the next step, Heather, to answer your question is going to be, first, we put it out there who wants to be a captain. So anybody in the league could be a captain. But only 6 of us showed up or stepped up. Now Lombardi stepped it up, so that's 7. So I think the first step is to have all the captains have a vote on which way we're going to move forward. Are we A, going to start everything fresh, if that's the way it goes? Or B, are we going to try to come to some type of remedy where Pat's able to keep some of his team members, different captains are able to keep some of their team members, and Shorty is able to keep his 5. Maybe Shorty might only be able to start with 2. But then again, I don't know if he's going to move forward with that. The fact that he wasn't able to pick his team, he didn't want nothing to do with it because he felt like he should be able to get his original crew back. So, and I'm just a guy trying to make him happy and everybody happy. So I don't know where we stand.
We'll make everybody happy. Don't worry.
How many people are going to be on each team? It all depends, Heather, on how many people want to get involved. The main idea is not to keep anyone out. And then there's people that really don't give a shit. They just want to play poker. They don't need to be on a team. So we just want to include the people that want to be on a team. We want them on a team. So as of right now, we each had 16 people on a team. There might be 20 people on a team after it's all this is said and done. I never had a say of influence. Jose just told me I was on his team. Kenny's putting something together, more content. That's great. That's great. It has to be a random draft. That's the leveling. All of who's Braden. Yeah, Braden. And if that's the way you feel and that's the way you vote, and if there's 7 captains and 5 of them agree with you, then I guess that's what it'll be if we're going to move forward. Is we got to keep it fair and democratic, and everyone has to have a say. I don't know. I would do the team thing. It's not a fresh. Can someone
I
read
don't know
that?
if I would do the team. Susie said, I don't know if I would do the team thing if it's not a fresh team. And
Yeah.
Heather,
Something tells me
Heather
Susie don't like the team she's on.
I don't know.
Listen,
But now
that's
Heather responded, Sherwin was on my team originally 7 years ago. It was the Jersey Jokers. Basically saying captains will be able to just pick who they want.
No.
That I don't know. Go ahead. It's fun.
Yeah, so that's the part that I'm struggling with, is because right now Shorty's able to get his players are good. Mills is a great player, Sherwin's a great player, Chef's a great player. So right out the bat, Shorty himself is a good player. He gets to pick 5 great players. How is that fair to me? Do I get to pick 5 players right in a row and then I'll take my 6th player? If that's the case, I would love to do that too. I know what 5 or 6 players I would pick right off the bat and not worry about picking 6. That's where this starts to get fuzzy.
But like Tom said, I think we'll talk about it in the captain's meeting. No sense taking up this whole. I mean, he probably had other agendas. No sense taking up this whole YouTube meeting here with just that one specific topic. It's going to come down to what all the captains want to do. So we'll just talk about it, and what everybody votes on, we'll just have to go with. That's my thought. I think we're beating a dead horse at this point.
Right. So and I tend to think if let's just say, Shorty's a captain now, and so is Mike Lombardi, he's a captain, and it gets voted that we're starting fresh, we're starting from 1 again, whoever's going to pick first picks ones, and we just go through the rotation like we did first time around. Shorty might be like, well, then I don't want to be a captain, so then we lose him, and then it just not that that's a terrible thing. If he doesn't want to get involved and just keep his little side hit squad on the side, that's fine too.
We'll work it out.
So it does, on Pat's point, it does stink that, the team is bonded, came together, they got gear, and I bought for all my guys the card protectors. I put that money out of my own pocket. And then everyone's gonna be fresh. But there might be a chance that we get most of our players back if we pick again too.
So part of the other thing I'm thinking about is, like, again, there's a lot of good players. Some of the best poker players I've played with in this league. I've played in a couple different places. A lot of good players on all different teams. I don't think one team has that many better players than others. I mean, I think we all have very good players. Some players are better, some players are not as good. But I don't think it comes down to who's the better player and why a team is weighted more. I just think it's what you put into the team. And I'm not tooting my own horn. I put a lot of effort into rallying my team. Did everybody do that? I don't know, but I know I got my players there when they were supposed to be there, and they supported, and that's why we did as well as we did. If every captain does that same thing, and even if we keep our existing team, then all teams will be very tightly knit when it comes to not only the camaraderie, but it'll also be very close in the points. It's just a lot of teams didn't have certain people showing up.
Hit Squad made the league last time. Oh. Right, I agree. It needs to be fair too. It just, Susie, I agree with you too. It does seem fair just to start fresh, and everyone just picks chronologically like we did. I get first pick, Pat gets second, Jose gets third, or whatever. However it comes out of the hat, and then we just go in the rotation. You need to be a deadline for Canada.
Right, we gave a deadline for Thursday to get all of our players, and then once we know we have X number of players, then we come up with how many captains we need to manage that many players. Then once we do that, then we can move on to the draft and make sure it's all done before Tuesday. That's the way it seems like it's going to work out easiest. Find out how many players. That's why Tom wrote that thing today and is trying to find as many players that are going to jump on board. Once we know how many players are on board, now we just know, okay, let's add 3 more captains, 1 more, 2 more captains, and each captain's going to get 20 players on a team. Now we get together real quick. We have a draft, whether we do it through Zoom or we go together at a place and we do it. But we really need to find out how many players we got first. That's
Is Heather trying to be a captain? Does she want to be a captain? Heather, you want to be a captain?
Maybe Susie wants to be a captain.
Get on this committee and then give some solid input with your lawyerly advice from Harvard. Just saying. Susie said yes, definitely. I wouldn't sweat getting all this done before the first. Take your time, do it right, like that song. Well, now here comes Joe with some logic and sense. It doesn't have to be by Tuesday. Would be great for this not to be chaotic, so you guys could get it done. Rush. All right, you guys can make the call if it like where.
We kind of have to do it by Tuesday because we have to have our teams in place.
So listen, guys, I'm starving. I'm signing off. Let me know if anything. I'll touch base with both of you if anything I need. But
you got it. If we're closing out, I definitely want to play. I'm gonna play Kenny's video to close it out. If anybody else has any other questions pertaining to the teams and such, I want to take time to help. I want to take time to help organize this. It feels not organized right now. Well, I'm gonna put John in touch with her and Pat, and you guys could chat about it. Maybe just have a little more luck getting it all on paper, right? And then if we have like the rules of whatever it's gonna be, I'll present it to everybody overall. Like we'll re-blast it out on some social media stuff, which I think will be fun.
Yeah, I just think that if the captains have different views on what should go next or how we should run it, then we should just have a vote. All the captains will just vote on it. If it's going to start fresh, then the vote will be fresh. If it's going to start where Shorty gets only 3 people and we get to keep 3 people and then we go again, then maybe that's the way it'll be. Either way, I'm fine whatever way it wants to go. I really am. So, but Tom, are you playing that video? Because I'm going to run.
Yeah, let's get it on and have a great night, everybody. We'll see everybody tomorrow over at Richmond Republic. Have a good one. Talk to you all soon.
Thanks. What's up, everyone? It's Kenny K from Down to the Felt Poker League, and I am at Paradise Island for our Monday night free poker tournament, and I am asking our players what their favorite hand is to play. Don Rodrigo, what's your favorite hand to play?
My favorite hand to play is pocket queens, specifically black pocket queens. It was the first hand I won with, and as you know, I'm a big fan of pirates.
Wiggle, what's your favorite hand?
My favorite hand is 9-10 because I usually get a straight with it. And my birthday's February 9th.
John the Magician, what's your favorite hand?
My favorite hand is 10 Jack because it's just a cool hand to play.
Goldilocks, what's your favorite hand and why?
That would be pocket queens because they always beat the magician John Ryan.
Mills, what's your favorite hand?
My favorite hand is pocket 10s. Why? Because that's all I've been winning with.
Samurai Jack, what's your favorite hand?
King 9, because I won the TOC with it.
Tiff, what's your favorite hand?
10-3, in honor of my brother-in-law who passed away.
Adam, what's your favorite hand to play?
Jack 10 of spades. The opportunities are endless.
Chris, what's your favorite hand to play?
So a 6-5, you just never know, a little sneaky, you know what I'm saying?
Braden, what's your favorite hand?
5-3, I like my low cards.
Lombardi, what's your favorite hand?
4-5 suited, because any 2 cards play.
Pat, what's your favorite hand?
Pocket kings, baby, because they always work, and aces crack all the time.
Tommy B, what's your favorite hand to play?
7s, red 7s. I've never gotten dealt this hand down to the felt, but it never does me wrong.
Shaolin Slim, what's your favorite hand to play?
Pocket 10s, because 10-10 wins, baby.
Maxwell House, what's your favorite hand to play?
I love playing ace-king. I'll die with this hand.
So what do you think, folks? Can your favorite hand beat theirs? Well, comment below, or better yet, come on down to Paradise Island every Monday night for some free poker. And my favorite hand is the Red Queens, because I haven't lost with them yet.